Hey guys, welcome to Mitch's Music. Today we are going to learn our first major scale. If you like my channel, click subscribe below to get more videos. Over the next few weeks, I'll be doing several videos on major scales and how to use them, because it's kind of like a rite of passage. You know, you start out and you learn Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Mary Had a Little Lamb. You might learn your first chord. Then you learn Stairway to Heaven or Knocking on Heaven's Door, and then you learn a major scale. But what do you do with that? So we're going to talk about that over the next few weeks. But today I thought it would be nice to start out with what is a major scale. And as you're following along with this, if you check out the description below, you'll have a chance not only to sign up for my online guitar community, which will have lessons and different things for you to follow along with, plus group lessons where I'll work with you one-on-one. But you can also download tablatures. You can send in your own requests and I'll get those up. Only $10 a month for that. But also down in this description is something free. And since we're talking about major scales, I'm going to give you a chart that shows you how to play all of the major scales in first position. So basically it'll show you all of the notes in a major scale. It'll show you all of the scales that are possible in first position. And the trick with major scales is after you learn all of them in first position, you can just move that down the fretboard. But as we go through different things on the major scales, I will have a free PDF every time. You only have to sign up once, so if you sign up and grab that PDF today, totally free. If you grab it today, then you're automatically signed up for the next ones, and you'll just get those without having to sign up again. So let's get started and find out what a major scale is. So I'm going to show you a way to do major scale using only one string. So I'm mainly going to do this to show you what it looks like, what a whole step is, what a half step is, because that's how a major scale is arranged. So a major scale is just 7 notes, and it's an arrangement of whole steps and half steps. And normally when you play a major scale, you play 8 notes all together, but the very last note is the octave, so it's the same as the first. So let's talk about it. To know how to do a major scale, you've got to know what a half step and a whole step is. On piano, it's easy to see because normally there's a black key in between. So if you go from a white key to a black key, then that is a half step. So if you go from a white key to the adjacent black key, that's a half step. On guitar, it's a little harder to see, especially when you're going across the string. So that's why I'm going to show you how to do it on only one string. So we're going to start with the low E string. And from low E, a half step would just be going from low E to the first fret. So a half step from E is F. So E, F, E, F. That's a half step. So the way a major scale is arranged is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So that was a half step, and a whole step is 2 half steps. So here's a half step, E to F, and then another half step, F to F sharp. So a whole step from E is F sharp. So E, F sharp. So the easiest way to know where a whole step is when you're on just one string is you're going to skip a fret in between. Half step is just going to be from one fret right to the next fret. So let's go through that. I said a major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay, so let's go through those. So whole, so E, F sharp, that's our first whole step. Then from there we need another whole, whole, whole. So F sharp, skip a fret, G sharp. So E, F sharp, G sharp. So whole, whole, then half. We need a half, so just the next fret, A. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Then we need another whole step, whole, B. Then another whole step, C sharp. Then another whole step, D sharp. Then the last half step, E. And you should always end on the note that you began on. So if you don't end on the note that you began on, you messed up somewhere along the way. So we did it with E. Let's go through it with A one time, and then I'll show you a way to do it where you're not only using one string. So A, whole step from A is just the second fret, B, whole step from there, C sharp, half step, D, whole step, E, whole step, F sharp, whole step, G sharp, and then a half step, A. All right, so that's pretty much it. You get the idea. So what I would suggest is if you want to get used to writing out and figuring out for yourself what notes are in a major scale, other than downloading the PDF and just following along with that, you can go through each string and just do what I just did. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to play your first scale in first position, and all of the ones on the PDF are also in first position. And when you're playing in first position, make sure that if I'm saying you're on the 3rd fret or 2nd fret or 1st fret, then you're using that same finger. So for the 3rd fret, we're using the 3rd finger. For the 2nd fret, we're using the 2nd finger. And for the 1st fret, we're using the 1st finger. And really what that helps you with is if you ever want to learn to sight read on the guitar, to read music on the guitar, it just helps you kind of get used to knowing where your fingers are, so you don't always have to look this way. You're looking more at whatever music you're reading. So let's go through it. So we're going to start on C. So we're on the 3rd fret of the A string, and if you want to follow along, there should be a tab below. So 3rd fret of the A string, that's C. Then the next note is D. So just the D string. Then E, 2nd fret on D string. Then F. So that's the 3rd fret on D string. So C, D, E, F. Then the open G string. G, 2nd fret on G, that's A, and then B, then 1st fret on B is C. So let's go through those notes again. And I'll go slowly, just watch my fingers. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and end on C. And then what I would suggest, and on the exercise, it'll have you going all the way up and all the way down. So let's try that one time. 1, just try to play it with me. 1, 2, ready, go. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now start back on C and go backwards. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. All right, guys, so that's our first lesson on a major scale. Next time, I'm going to show you how to use the intervals of a major scale and how they work together to create chords. So catch that video. It'll be coming out in the next few days. Another video that I'm also going to come out with is one that will have me play each scale in the first position to a slow tempo so you can practice playing along with me. And like I said, once you learn all of these ways to play in the first position, it pretty much translates to all the other positions as well. If you enjoyed this video, guys, click subscribe below and sign up for my community. See you next time.